think you lost him. Up. He's coming. Hey, buddy. Oh, he's coming to the porch. Hey. So I just had to document this moment. Today is one of those very rare mornings that I actually woke up with time to have 2 cups of coffee, not just one. So today's gonna be a good day. So today, Josh and I
There's a chicken back there.
are exploring the Jamestown settlement, historic area, and time to binge a little more history. Josh and I just made it to Yorktown.
Officially completing the historical triangle of Williamsburg, Jamestown, and Yorktown. That's my hands right in your face.
Yes. So, gonna spend some time here and finish up this history lesson. We are definitely enjoying the scenery here as we are doing some driving tours just around Yorktown. Saw some famous like battlefield sites, encampment sites from like George Washington and his armies. So pretty cool, learning lots. How's the history binge going?
It's amazing.
Even for a Canadian?
Yep.
So Josh and I just finished our touring of the historic triangle. Super interesting. Had a crazy giant history lesson over the past week or so that took us to do it.
Because we also went to Washington, D.C. at the same time,
Yes.
so we got like as much American history as we possibly could, all crammed into like 3 weekends.
Totally awesome. Great place to visit if you ever get the chance. Yeah. We are preparing to go into Washington, D.C. for the weekend, so we went ahead and took off the rooftop tent. It's weird. That tent's been on the Jeep since May, so it's looking a little naked, but still looks good. How's the driving going, Josh?
Great traffic.
Driving stresses me out. Josh's driving stresses me out. City driving stresses me out.
Her backseat driving stresses me out. So this is our solution to the backseat driving.
This is our solution. I just don't look what's going on. Canadian walking around, looking a little lost in DC. How you doing?
What are you talking about?
Nothing. So today Josh and I are headed to Virginia Beach.
Yes.
This is kind of like the last bit of touring, I guess, that we have on our list in this area. So super excited. Maybe we'll be heading north in a couple days. We'll see how that goes.
Hopefully.
Start the day off though with duck donuts. So good. Highly recommend if you're in this area.
It's amazing.
See the shining sea, right?
See the shining sea. I don't think quite know what to think of it.
Indy, hi. Enjoying an afternoon treat at Snowmania Island. How's it taste, Josh?
Good.
So Josh and I are taking the dog on a walk right now. And I look up and realize the leaves are falling off the trees. And it makes me so happy. I've been walking this path since we got to Virginia about 4.5 weeks ago. And it's so cool because the leaves are starting to change color. And it's gorgeous. And it feels like fall. Alright, so we are making some modifications to Killy.
I'm gonna cut right through that board if I...
So, Gypsy Jeep Life is going through a little bit of a midlife crisis right now.
A remodel.
Of remodeling and possibly maybe getting rid of our trademark rooftop tent with the event of making our camping situation a little more flexible as we're traveling in areas with less free campsites and more rest stop Walmart type camping.
Okay, so the thought is that we were gonna build a platform and sleep on top of it.
Yes.
We just had the amazing idea, what if we try and slept underneath it? So see if we
Claustrophobic.
think we can get two bodies under here. This whole thing's gonna fall on me. Okay, close the door.
No, I'm not gonna close the door. It will come down.
Jace,
Are you gonna? Is there room for me though?
I don't think so.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe you could sleep up top and I could sleep down below. So, brainstorming our new sleeping situation basically just means we're putting our bodies in the Jeep and trying to figure out what's comfortable. And
Which means we get to take a nap.
which, no, but I mean, yes. But so far we've thought about sleeping up on top of a shelf. Now we're thinking about sleeping underneath a shelf.
We briefly considered sleeping crossways across the Jeep, but then we realized it's only 5 feet across.
I'm 6'4".
I'm 5'9".
Do the math.
We're screwed.
Yeah.
So,
This is our current idea, and we think we like it.
we
I
might
have
have to downsize.
a permanent pillow.
Like, we're already pretty downsized. I mean, we fit in this Jeep with our 2 dogs and all of our stuff for the last 4 months, but we might have to downsize just a little bit more.
I'm thinking, if you look at the space here, with all of our stuff in the back,
Josh and I have been making some adjustments to Killy. So, we have put in a bed on the inside of the Jeep, added a full shelf across instead of the half shelf. When we get to a campsite, we just pull down these 2 seats, lay out our mattress, just barely fits both of us, and we're good to go. Alright, Josh and I leave tomorrow, and we've made some adjustments, as I already mentioned, to the Jeep, so we're still missing 1 drawer here. But as you can see, that's our bed all rolled up right there. We have a couple drawers. We added another little drawer set in there to kind of help maximize space. The kicker though is in this middle seat, because we have to keep it pretty open because this has to be able to fold down for our bed, which means I've lost all my space to put my shoes, and I have, I think, 10 pairs of shoes on this trip, and I used to store them underneath these 2 seats actually. Those where my shoes used to go, and I am losing that space, and we are packing up, and I have no idea yet where I'm putting my shoes. We leave in 24 hours. Alright, we are finally on the road!
Again!
Officially the longest place we've stayed since we moved out of our house in May. We were in Virginia for 4.5 weeks. Had a great time though, saw lots. Definitely made good use of the time we were here.
Definitely a lot of history here.
A lot of history. Major history lesson, but just between the historic triangle, and then we went to DC for the weekend. Really neat though, really cool. Anyways, so we are headed up north, Pennsylvania area tonight, and then possibly into Canada later this week. So very excited for that. Oh, there we go. Exciting moment number 1 so far.
Keep turned off,
Yeah, you can turn it off. Is the dogs are having to fit into the front seats, and Indy already discovered the horn without knowing it. So like she thought she was gonna jump into the same seat as Coda, so they're both sitting in the driver's seat, and she ends up right up against the
just
horn.
laying on the horn.
Like, it's like 9 o'clock. You guys, we're staying in a parking lot tonight. We're
so gonna get the cops called on us.
So we made it to Lancaster last night, Pennsylvania. Ended up crashing in the parking lot of the gym because since we don't have a tent anymore, we can actually do crazy things like that without getting into too much trouble. And we are currently taking the dogs for a walk in Lancaster County Central Park. This was our campsite last night. We're somewhere in New York, about an hour south of Buffalo. Coda. Hi, bud. Josh and his breakfast. What'd you make for breakfast, Josh?
Potatoes.
And of course, gotta have coffee. We found a really good coffee roaster yesterday. So we have fresh roasted coffee, and it's got pumpkin spice flavor to it, which is perfect for fall. What was the coffee roaster place called? Whiff Roasters. That was in Pennsylvania. Anyways, super good. Alright, so this is our current sleeping situation. So we scoot this seat all the way up, lay down these 2 seats, shove everything over to that seat. And yeah, pretty cozy, but it works.